Сейчас. Здравствуйте. Я не вам видел. Это наша поездка в Сан-Франциско. Bridging Russian and American cultures. Классно.
Классно.
How long have you been working here, and how did you hear about Fort Ross?
Oh, okay.
End up here.
Right. Well, actually, back in the early 1980s, there was a cold period of the Cold War, and I was young, energetic, and maybe a little idealistic, like maybe the three of you, and I wanted to just find a place that I could serve somehow the world. And at the time, the Cold War was very cold, and it's like each side had their finger on the button. And so I jumped into what's been called citizen diplomacy and cultural exchange work, and it just kind of stuck. And I traveled through America with a Russian I was visiting, and traveled through Russia, leading groups, and one thing led to the other. I ended up moving there, married into the culture. Kids were born there. I was there 15 years. Came back actually for a visit. My mom's health was declining, so we ended up moving in with mom, helping her, and I asked, where can I use those skills that I've developed in Russia and Fort Ross? It's the bridge between those two cultures. It's a little bit of Russia and America right here, and also working with the native people as I did in Siberia and as I do here, and so it was a perfect fit. And by then I had graduate studies in resource recreation and tourism, and I worked here first with the California State Parks as a park interpretive specialist giving tours and working with school kids a lot. And then, thanks to, I was offered a full-time job with Fort Ross Conservancy, where I'm now serving as programs manager, and we're busy with the different events and programs and tours and so forth.
Yeah. So what does programs manager do?
Right. Well, many different things. We have different programs. One of our new programs, for example, is our marine mammal monitoring program. We're trying to bridge the cultural history and the natural history of this place. So I've already told you about the harvest of the North Pacific, yes, and of the soft gold, sometimes referred to the gold as to the fur, because that was the cash crop. But as part of that North Pacific give and take, yes, maybe then it was more take, and maybe now give back, working together with the Russian and American, and we have, but first of all, we're starting modestly, working with what we have now that are left, the harbor seal and the stellar sea lion. So we have a citizen science program, monitoring, getting local people involved, just caring for our front yard here, right, and our brothers, sisters here in the water. And so we're starting with that. That's one new program. Other programs include our liaison and work with the local Kashaya community, because they're a big part of this community, and so they don't feel excluded, but it's their story as much as anyone else's. Working with the Russian community, continue to. So a lot of that is focused on events, special events. Our big July event, the end of the year, which I assist with. Have you heard about that? Fort Ross Festival. And check out our website. Right. The video, right. Check out our website, fortross.org. It tells you all the story. And in the Harvest Festival, we have a seaweed workshop, learn to gather seaweed. We have plein air painting workshop, poetry about romance in Russia, America, poetry workshop, or not workshop, presentation. We had a world famous poet last year. All sorts of different, we had a presentation about the great grandson of an Alaskan hunter who was here. His story is being shared, and drawing on that vast resource. So it's part of the work, sort of orchestrating these different programs, different events, programs, and more. And I'm awfully long-winded, sorry.
No, and then my final question is, what's your favorite part about Fort Ross?
Oh, well, I just sharing the beauty that's here and the history, the rich, deep significance of this place, and just letting the place speak for itself, you know? Bringing people's focus to the significance of and the beauty and the special qualities of this place, and sharing that and seeing that reflected in your eyes and enjoying it. So.
А как вы узнал о Форт Росса?
Ну, я даже не ответил до конца другой раз. Но хороший вопрос. Просто было, ну это как сказать, как shrine, как священное место, можно сказать, для русских, да? Русские и украинцы здесь, потому что это точка, где самые дальше русский дух и русские истории, как сказать, penetrated с Северной Америки. Потому что много русских приедут сюда, и, ну, я узнал после моего времени в России, был здесь, и чувствовал, как в России, и когда был, видел печку, и запах дыма, и все это как, ну, очень особенное место.
Что самое трудное часто работать здесь?
Ага, самое трудное. Ну, я не очень хорошо, как
ничего трудно.
Нет, я плохой, как сказать, бухгалтер, и с деньгами трудно. Просто it's sort of working with the budget and all, and that's difficult. And Fort Ross Conservancy, общество сохранения Форт Росса, да, организации, ну, не государственные, и нам надо средства, и у нас не так много, но в последнее время было немножко средств из России, но немножко сложно с этим, и я не очень способный. Спасибо, Сара и другие. Но это трудно, и тоже надо найти место между штатной партией и нашей общественной организацией, и местные жители, и из России, разные, чтобы можно совместно работать вместе.
И что ваша любимая часто работать здесь?
Ну опять, как сейчас с вами, и просто природа здесь, и чтобы люди больше узнали. И тоже очень люблю делать исследования, чтобы узнать больше. И особенно эти primary documents, да, очень ценно. It's very valuable to read those original documents. It gives you such a direct connection to that time, and not just different people's interpretation, sometimes interpretation of interpretations, but read the real documents, and it gives you, including the oral stories, right, from the native people. They don't have as much written record. It's also very valuable. So that's some of the most valuable things.
Ну,
So I appreciate it.
спасибо огромное.
Не за что. Okay. Another one of those neighborhoods. Yes, we were sort of in a rush to get eating here, but that was the Alaskan hunters lived out there, and often they very fine example, right? Very similar, yes. Maybe not. Anyway, their homes were out there, and often there were more Alaskans here than there were Russians, so they deserve a lot of attention, right? They were doing a lot of the work here, that hunting. So, and they would wear actually underneath this. Caleb would have a feather down vest made of maybe the let's see, oh my gosh. Well, anyway, various different seabirds, right, to keep them warm. And this is made of sea lion or seal gut, right? The intestines, yeah, they're long and squiggly and long and sewn with sinew, yes, and smeared down with seal fat. So you'd smell good, yeah?
I bet.
And also say be waterproof. And lady killer, or otter killer, or something, lady otter killer. Anyway, this would be attached to his kayak, yes, to the hatch in the kayak.
Yeah, like they do nowadays.
So he could turn over in the water and come back, and this was fastened, and here at the neck, so water wouldn't get in, right? And then more, you'd have a beautiful bentwood. This is a crude example of the bentwood visor he would wear. And Alaskans would have made this very carefully with great care. It was for, for their good fortune, yes? With prayer they would make it. That ocean is powerful out there, so they had to be careful. And also served a purpose, right? Kept the sun out of his eyes, right? And then his weapon, yes, is atlatl. Oh, now he's getting interested, right? See, the place your fingers would go in here and here. then the spear or the harpoon would actually twist that. And there, I'm sorry, it came off here. There would be a point on the end here that would come off, made of bone or stone. You put this on here, that on there. Basically throw it like this, yes? This extends the length and strength of your arm, right? And, well, it wasn't much fun for those otters, right? And then this was actually a bladder. Yeah?
A bladder?
Sea lion bladder, be full of air, yeah, not full of, yeah, full of air, so that it would float. So when the hunter was out there after he made his kill, it wouldn't just sink to the bottom, yeah, and help him see where it was. So for the full effect, would you want to try that? Maybe. Okay, finger in there, there we go. And then you put this in there. And they'd hold it just with one hand mostly, and then the other hand they'd have their oar, their paddle, right? And then you go like that, but be careful! You don't have to, just get an idea of it. Okay, for the full photo opportunity here. Sorry, he's not having a very good day, but here we go. After his hunt, right? Okay, there we go. There's our Alaskan hunter.
Cheese.
There we go.
Alaska. And then eventually fur traders came down, and there's a place called Fort Ross, and they based Fort Ross as their fur trading.
And we were there.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Thank you. So it came all the way down from Alaska. They stayed there, and then there was a church, I guess you saw, a little church, chapel there. And eventually they came down. However, that's not the beginning of the church here. But as you already know, San Francisco was a maritime city in the middle of the 19th century, and then there are a lot of people from different parts of the world. And especially during the rush, a lot of people came seeking gold and from different countries. And so this is before the great migration from the Balkans and Russia. But prior to that, already San Francisco had a great number of Orthodox Christians, and so they all got together and formed a church for Americans. And then, of course, they're ethnically first-generation Americans, and so ethnically different, from different parts of the world. However, the second, third generation Americans, and then so this church started as an American church, Orthodox. It doesn't sound familiar because always Orthodox churches like Russian Orthodox or Romanian Orthodox or Bulgarian Orthodox or Greek Orthodox, and so if you say like American Orthodox, what? So it's a kind of rather odd, but however, it started as an American church from the very beginning. However, ecclesiastically, it's part of the Russian church, and always the Orthodox Church follows this historical precedence, and so where it comes from. Initially, you belong to that church, however, eventually becomes independent.
Our museum is the biggest museum and archive outside of Russia, collecting materials about the Russian immigration all over the world. So we have representatives in 27 countries, and so we are very proud that we are here already in this building already more than 65 years. All our archive is on top, and here is just exhibition room. I came here in 1998 first time, and when I first time recognized what the materials they collected. For me it was amazing that nobody made a right description, and the reason was that without computer it was very much more easy to collect, even in different countries, but much more difficult to make a description. So now we have Excel, we have 10 computers, and we're so happy to show you that in our museum are working 30 people, and I think that our exhibition room is interesting.